In the world of organized crime, certain stories sound too strange to be real. Tales that seem pulled from a thriller novel, not the messy unpredictability of real life. But in the late 20th century, one such story emerged from the underworld of Japan, involving a quiet museum, a priceless masterpiece, and one of the most secretive criminal organizations in the world, the Yakuza. And at the center of this bizarre intersection stood a painting by Vincent van Gogh, a man who had died in obscurity yet left behind artwork worth more than gold. This is the unbelievable, true story of the Yakuza and the Van Gogh. Our journey begins in Tokyo, in a district where glass towers grow beside ancient shrines, where neon lights cut through the darkness like the glow of another universe. In the heart of this massive city stood the Yasuda Kasai Museum of Art. Small, quiet, almost hidden among the sprawl. It wasn't the Louvre. It wasn't the Metropolitan. But it held a treasure that shocked the art world: Van Gogh's Sunflowers. A painting so iconic, so emotionally explosive, that it had once sold for a world record price, almost $40 million. To the Japanese public, it was a national symbol of prestige. To the museum, the crown jewel of its collection. And to the Yakuza, an opportunity. To understand how a Japanese mafia could ever be connected to a Van Gogh painting, we must first understand what the Yakuza truly is. Not just tattooed men in dark suits, but an institution older than many modern companies. A syndicate rooted in ritual, loyalty, and secrecy. For decades, they controlled gambling, nightlife, and smuggling. They were businessmen and criminals at the same time. And like any powerful organization, they understood one thing very well: value. To the Yakuza, anything with value, cars, weapons, people, information, could be leveraged. Art was no exception. But the idea of stealing a Van Gogh did not begin with the Yakuza. It began with a man, a thief, someone whose name would be whispered by investigators for years. On a winter night in 1989, when Tokyo was quiet and cold, this man walked toward the Yasuda Museum with a calmness that shocked authorities. He knew exactly what he was after. He had studied the routine. He had watched the guards. He had memorized the weaknesses. And then, in a moment of almost surreal simplicity, he broke a window, stepped inside, and removed Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers from the wall. No alarms. No gunfire. Just a quiet, deliberate act. The painting disappeared into the night, and the entire nation erupted. Newspapers screamed headlines. Television shows ran emergency broadcasts. How could Japan's most prized artwork vanish so easily? Who would dare take something this valuable? The police initially thought it was a professional international gang. But then, a strange message arrived: a ransom note. The thief demanded millions of dollars for the safe return of the painting, and his tone was cold, almost mocking. But what made the case explode in mystery was this: the ransom note referenced the Yakuza. Investigators suddenly faced a possibility they feared: that one of the world's most legendary art pieces was now in the hands of Japan's most feared criminal organization. The idea was terrifying. If the Yakuza truly had the Van Gogh, it wouldn't just disappear. It could become a bargaining chip, a way to negotiate territory, influence, or political protection. An object this valuable could shift power. For weeks, detectives worked non-stop, tracing the ransom communications, interviewing museum staff, and trying to understand the thief's motives. The Yakuza denied involvement. But the underworld thrives on denial. When police spoke to informants, they heard whispers that certain syndicate members wanted to use rare art as assets, collateral in deals, or gifts to higher-ranking bosses. The Van Gogh, some said, was the ultimate trophy, a symbol of status. At the same time, the museum was collapsing under pressure. Their reputation was at risk. The government demanded answers. And insurance companies were panicking. Behind the scenes, negotiations began, led not by police, but by private intermediaries, men who understood the rules of the criminal underworld. After tense exchanges, a meeting was arranged in secret. The painting, the mediator said, would be returned. But the story doesn't resolve the way anyone expected. When the Van Gogh was finally recovered, the thief was arrested, but even under interrogation, he refused to explain exactly what had happened. Why did he take it? Who helped him? And most importantly, did the Yakuza actually hold the painting, or was their name used as a shield? Rumors spread that a Yakuza boss briefly possessed it, staring at the masterpiece not as art, but as a symbol of power. Others believed the entire Yakuza angle was a bluff by the thief to intimidate authorities. To this day, the truth remains buried under silence. What we do know is this: the painting was damaged during the heist. Van Gogh's masterpiece returned with scars, scratches, tears, bruises, like a victim of violence. Restorers worked tirelessly to repair it, layer by layer, stroke by stroke. But experts say it will never be the same. The crime left a permanent mark, a reminder that even the world's greatest art is fragile in the face of greed. The thief served his time. The museum strengthened its security, and the Yakuza continued to deny involvement. Yet investigators quietly insist that the full story was never revealed. There were too many strange coincidences, too many unanswered questions, too many whispers from the criminal world. Some detectives believe the Yakuza may have funded the theft. Others think they were simply waiting in the shadows, ready to purchase the painting on the black market. But nobody can prove it. The most chilling rumor came from an anonymous source years later. He claimed the painting spent 2 nights in a Yakuza-controlled safe house, guarded by men who didn't know what they were protecting. They were told only that the item was precious. When investigators heard this, they dismissed it as myth. But those familiar with the Yakuza know something. Myths often contain pieces of truth. Today, Van Gogh's Sunflowers still hangs in Japan. Visitors admire its bright yellows, its swirling textures, its explosive emotion. But few know the painting's darker journey, the night it was stolen, the criminal networks that may have touched it, the ransom that shook Japan, and the scars hidden beneath its restoration. It is a work of beauty, but also of mystery. The story of the Yakuza and the Van Gogh remains one of the art world's most bizarre cases. A criminal tale without a clear ending. A riddle that blends culture, crime, and history. And above all, a reminder that even masterpieces are not safe in the shadows. As long as that painting exists, hanging silently on its wall, the unanswered question will remain. Did the Yakuza truly hold Van Gogh's sunflowers? Or is the truth still hiding in the dark corner?